Well, anyways, we are here for game number 1. Gonna be on Berlingrad in this best of 5 series. First player up at the bottom right, he's our blue Terran player from Shopify Rebellion. Make some noise and put your hands together for Byun.
And his opponent spawning in the top left corner of the map, playing for Storm Gaming. It is GUMIHO.
Well. TeaDragon, what do we have here?
Oh man. Okay, it's gonna be a double proxy racks. Snoopy, is this? Well, we only see one gas, so I'm assuming it's not something like Reapers.
You know, it could be Reapers, but it looks like, yeah, it might not be. But I think with one gas, he might actually go for like the Marauder push, where he would just get
Right.
Tech Lab on one of the ranks.
Oh, it is gonna be Reapers. Okay.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna open with Reaper. Although usually you would have 2 gas with this, so a little bit of a later gas here.
Right. Well, I do know for a fact that 2 gas geysers can support up to 4 Reapers at once. Don't ask me how I know that. But yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a double proxy racks with double Reaper production. Now the question is, will Byun be able to hold this? I don't think Byun. He's got the supply depot out in the. Not in the open, but, in a scouting position. That Reaper is going to go down the ledge, going to see the first Reaper. And immediately, Byun is going to take back the high ground, stalling out GUMIHO for just a little bit. Excellent micro.
Yeah, just like.
But yeah, this is going to be interesting to hold. Well, the factory is about to finish, so I imagine once the first Hellion pops, it should be a lot easier to hold.
Oh, actually delays the factory. Yeah, he's going to have to pull some of the SCVs in order to hold this for the time being. At least until the Hellion comes out.
Yeah, I feel like with Reapers, once you snowball, it's so hard to stop if you don't have anything that hard counters it, right? The 3 Reapers are going to come back onto the high ground. Now, there are 2 Reapers for Byun. SCVs are pulled. There is a Hellion as well. But look at that. GUMIHO keeping all 3 of his Reapers alive. 4th one is going to reinforce as well. Nades are going to come down. So what exactly is GUMIHO's goal? I imagine GUMIHO wants to... I mean, right now, he's getting his factory. Oh, a little bit of a weird SCV movement type of thing going on. I don't know if you caught that, Snoopy. But yeah, like, what is GUMIHO's goal? It looks like he's going to go straight into a tech lab on the factory, so I don't think he's thinking about expanding anytime soon.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to stick with Reapers for the time being because, he's going to need some way to deal with the Hellions. He doesn't have the tech advantage in terms of the units, but he can have the quantity advantage by producing mass Reapers. And so far, it's actually doing not bad. The Reaper counts is kind of dwindling though, and now with the repair, it looks like Byun should be able to hold off this push and kind of put a halt into this Reaper pressure.
Yeah, that went a lot better for Byun than I think GUMIHO wanted. So now GUMIHO is going to, in fact, expand on the low ground. He's going to get his starport. I imagine that Cyclone was meant to join up with the Reapers, possibly, but at this point, there's no way that Cyclone is going to go across the map by itself.
Now it looks like the game has finally kind of calmed down for a bit, as a little bit of a scary first couple of minutes there. But yeah, it looks like both players are just kind of falling back and just macroing as we head into the mid game here. It's kind of hard to say who came out on top, but from the units loss tab, I think maybe GUMIHO did enough. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
I am more on Byun's side, right? He's got his second command center morphing into an orbital on the low ground right now, already mining. GUMIHO's just finished, so they are pretty even on the worker count. GUMIHO is ahead by a couple of workers, but it's really hard to say. Both players are they basically have all their tech available, ready and waiting, you know, that kind of thing. Although, look at this, we do see a nice little Hellion run by. It's gonna catch 7. Oh, can he get an 8? Yeah, he does get 8 SCVs for his trouble. So I think that GUMIHO just fell a little bit behind.
Yeah, if there was any doubt before, I think right now there's no doubt that Byun has just taken the lead with that really great Hellion drop. I mean, this is a map that is pretty large if you look at it. If you kind of zoom out, you can see how large it is, and a lot of dark areas where you can sneak in the Hellion drop. And with GUMIHO not having too much map presence, as he was, I mean, he put a lot of resources into that early Reaper push. He couldn't really, start placing spotter depots or send a marine out to scout, and so Byun took advantage of that, was able to drop in with the Hellions and get a nice decent chunk of SCVs.
Yeah, I like that move a lot. Now, on the other hand, I do like what GUMIHO's doing. He's setting himself up for a pretty quick +1 timing. Oh, look at that. Raven drops down the cannon, which does actually get 2 SCVs. Wow. I always underestimate the DPS of those autocannons. But anyways, we've got +1/+1, both armor and attack coming up for Byun, and it's going to come up significantly later. Oh, but look at this. The Raven actually does get caught by the Marines, so that is a very expensive 6 SCVs to take down. I'm not sure if that was, maybe it was worth it. 6 SCVs still is a lot, especially this early in the game. But yeah, as I was saying, GUMIHO is going to have +1 attack pretty quick, I would say, so he is setting himself up for a pretty nice Marine timing.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a window where GUMIHO does have the lead in terms of the upgrade, and that's probably going to be his one main advantage, because right now Byun did significant damage. He's way ahead in the worker count, and being that both of these players are the same races, it's like they both have the same macro mechanics. It's more detrimental compared to, let's say, if the opponent was a different race. So he's going to have to utilize this one main advantage with the upgrades and try to attack when he does have when that +1 does finishes.
Yep, that is right. Now here we go. GUMIHO's upgrade has just finished, and the medevacs are here. I really like what Byun does, right? Very cute with the spotter Marines, making sure that both players know exactly where the other player is. These 3 tanks and the Marines and the 2 medevacs are going to try to maneuver up to the north. Byun, of course, is already sieged up. His upgrades are just about to finish. I think that window that you were just talking about has been missed, essentially. Medevacs are going to pick up the tanks, try to get them into a very nice siegeable location, and they actually do get a pretty nice spot to siege. First volley of shots do go off, picking off, the first couple of tanks from both sides, but this is a pretty difficult position to break if you're Byun, right? Like, the tanks are just in that sweet spot where you can't really hit them without taking damage of your own. But look at this. Byun is going to go ahead, pull the trigger, does gun down both tanks in the back with his Marines, and actually is able to pull back as well. So that went pretty well for Byun, I would say. All that he really lost was an extractor, but we also have the 2 Cyclones catching out a full medevac, so that is pretty good for GUMIHO.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get lucky in the game and you just catch randomly a drop there, but looks like Byun will go ahead and make those Cyclones play. They're gonna avenge their brother, their fallen bros.
Oh, 6 HP on that second Cyclone. Just barely gets out alive.
Yeah, you know what? With that pressure, I think GUMIHO has done enough to at least pull himself back into the game. Now, he does have a decent lead here in terms of the overall supply, and as well as the army supply. But do remember that Byun does have the 1+1 upgrade, but it looks like that +1 armor upgrade will even up here. So GUMIHO doing a really nice job kind of crawling himself back into this game after going down by a significant amount of workers. Yeah,
definitely. They're pretty much exactly the same on the worker count, so the fact that, you know, this game is so even given how it, you know, started is pretty amazing. Now, what I am concerned about is the fact that Byun's upgrades 2-2 are about maybe 1/3 to 1/2 of the way finished, whereas his opponent, GUMIHO, has not even started +2/+2, so all of a sudden that window that we were talking about earlier has pretty much flipped, right? GUMIHO is the one who's behind, and Byun is the one who is about to be significantly ahead. Of course, Byun, it looks like he isn't really... well, I mean, it's still too early to say, but I'd say that if you're planning for a 2-2 push, you might want to move out right about now. But he's playing very defensively, which I do like. You know, he's got his 2 sensor towers up and operating, and he's going to be very well aware of whatever is coming to his side of the map. So it seems like for this game, at least, Byun wants to play it safe, you know, macro up, and then see where the game takes him.
Yeah. I think, only now is GUMIHO starting the 2-2. He just finished his armory, so for the longest time, he wasn't able to research 2-2. So Byun, he's gonna take a really significant lead there. I mean, this is like quite a lot, and I think GUMIHO, he's gonna have to rely on his tanks and his positioning in order to help mitigate that upgrade advantage. Because you know, Marines with the upgrade leads, it's really it gets a really big boost because the DPS is so high that they can take advantage, and also there's a lot of Marines. It's not like, you know, you're making like 1 or 2 cyclones and they have the +1 upgrade. It's like not, you know, they don't not a lot of them, but Marines, they not only they're high in quantity, but also the DPS is really high, so they can take advantage of those upgrades. But here we go. Looks like Byun is going to go ahead and march right straight into the heart of GUMIHO's base, and there's absolutely nothing he can do here. He does have a tank at the high ground, but that gets absolutely blasted by his by Byun's tanks.
Man, this is so interesting to watch, right? The supply has been clearly in favor of GUMIHO for a long time, but the tank count, oh no, GUMIHO losing the tank in the front to a rally. But look at that, he's gonna doom drop right on top of the tanks, pulling some SCVs as well. I want to see what he can do. Does GUMIHO actually clean this up? He loses basically an entire mineral line's worth, but he does actually clean up that massive tank line, and all of a sudden the supplies are evened up once again, except this time GUMIHO is down by about 15 workers.
Yeah, that was actually quite beautiful to see. I mean, that was like almost like a sandwich of some sort. And now it looks like Byun will go ahead and retreat for the time being. Now the upgrades has evened up, but Byun once again still keeping up with his upgrade. His 3-3 is halfway done, and so, you know, for the time being, upgrades are pretty similar. But in a minute or two, Byun is going to go ahead and pull ahead. So looks like GUMIHO is looking to find some sort of damage before that happens.
I am so conflicted about that cleanup, right? On one hand, GUMIHO lost so many workers. On the other hand, he did actually reset Byun's tank count, which was pretty important. Oh no, but is he... Okay, the full medevac still survives, does drop out the tanks, but Byun is just gonna, you know, stim on forward. He's gonna back off for the time being, but yeah, that was pretty dicey for a second for GUMIHO.
Yeah, gotta be careful. I mean, it's all about the engagement at this point. When you go into like the mid to late game, I mean, being off by a couple of workers, not the biggest difference. Even the supply, you know how supplies in TBT can change very drastically. So it all comes down to positioning and also strategy and engagement. So both players gotta be really careful.
Man, what an interesting game. Somehow we've already arrived at the 4 base sort of 15-minute mark where both players are, you know, in control of their economies, in control of their upgrades. Now, of course, Byun does have a pretty significant upgrade lead. But hold that thought, as GUMIHO is going to try and stim in, targeting down the sensor tower and catching Byun a little bit out of position. Byun does have Vikings, which does give him the air control, and therefore, when it comes to slower engagements, his tanks will be able to clean up the opponent eventually. All of the tanks do get cleaned up, actually, and all that GUMIHO has left are these Marines, which also get picked off. 22 SCVs have gone down as well. But, oh man, this is such a tough call, you know? Like, exactly like you said, it just switched in terms of supply. In terms of worker counts and whatnot, so I can't actually tell who's ahead right now.
Yeah, it's that classic scenario where one guy is way ahead in the worker count, GUMIHO by 20, and then the other guy is way ahead in the army count with Byun. And do note that throughout that whole engagement, GUMIHO was fighting on 2-2 versus the 3-3 of Byun, so yeah, he had the more efficient army trade. Only now is GUMIHO's 3-3 about to finish, but a lot of his army has been cleaned up earlier during the earlier engagement. Now he's going to have to fall back here and rely on his tank to hold ground, but that leaves the third and the fourth base absolutely open.
Yeah, Byun is just streaming across the map. Another SCV pool is not nearly as successful as the last one, and GG is called. Byun is going to take this first game.
We are here in game number 2. Going to take place on Glittering Ashes. Funnily enough, there are no glitters on this map, but fingers crossed that Blizzard will add some glitter. But anyhow, we have our blue Terran player from Shopify Rebellion and looking to take the 2-0 lead. Can he do it? Give it up for Byun.
And we've got the red Terran player spawning in the top right corner of the map, playing for Skystorm Gaming, having a little bit of trouble with the cleaning bot for a second. It is GUMIHO.
Oh, that makes sense now why there aren't any glitters on this map, because the cleaning bot cleaned it all up.
Yeah, probably.
Everything makes sense now.
Connecting the dots. I like it, yeah. Okay, so it looks like GUMIHO is going to opt for a single proxy racks along with a regular barracks at home. What could this be? Is this possibly Marauders, do you think?
You know, I think... Oh man, I think if it was Marauders, he might have proxied the second racks with it. Just for closer reinforcements. Looks like maybe... I don't know. It's weird, because the last game, it's like pretty much the same opening, except there's one racks at home and one racks across the land, but... I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it could just be like double racks Reaper, just like last game, except that, oh, but check that out. No, it will be a tech lab on the proxy racks. So,
Okay, I see. So he's gonna make Marauders from that one racks, the proxy racks, but then he's gonna make a bunch of Reapers. Because I was wondering, like, if he's gonna make Marines, it's gonna take a long time to walk there.
Yeah.
Walk across.
Oh no! Wait, is the Reaper actually gonna scout it? Is Byun gonna? Okay. All right. So Byun's Reaper just barely not within vision range. It's not gonna see that there is a proxy racks. But yeah, you called it, Snoopy. It's gonna be a Reaper Marauder push. This is super. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Yeah. Normally they would mix in Marines with the Marauders because the gas will be invested into those Marauders instead, but. Looks like Byun is making a deviation from this, and looks like Byun has been caught off guard here.
Very nice reaction from Byun, canceling the low ground command center pretty much immediately, picking off that first SCV as well, getting that Reaper pretty low on. Oh, actually catching the Reaper, so pretty big. Second Marauder is going to join the fight. Reaper is going to provide the high ground vision, but I don't think this bunker is going to be allowed to finish. No, the SCVs are going to be pulled. There is a Widowmine as well, so the bunker will finish. I feel bad for GUMIHO. He's not really having such good luck in these first two games.
Yeah, I mean, considering that Byun went for Reapers and Hellions, which are the things that doesn't do too well against the Marauder push.
Right.
Considering that, I mean, he has done a really nice job holding this off with relatively little losses. Only one Reaper going down for Byun, so I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. I mean, cause he did not scout that at all, and he went for like the wrong, like the one of the worst openings in terms of opening up with the Reapers and Hellions. So gotta give it to Byun with his hold, and now he's gonna feel confident enough to just fly his entire army across to GUMIHO's base.
What a power move. Look at those Marauders. They're so sad right now. They're like, dude, we're on the wrong side of the map. We can't even protect our home base. Oh, man. Now, in GUMIHO's defense, there are 2 Reapers and 2 Marines, as well as a couple more coming out. They should be ready to defend against this, but, I mean, there's a Widowmine in there. There's, like, a bunch of stuff in there. That Widowmine is going to be allowed to burrow. Okay, it will get picked off by the SCV's excellent micro, but that does set up for a pretty good run by with the Marines, Reaper, and the Hellion. 4 SCVs do go down for Byun's trouble. And yeah, Byun finds himself ahead in the SCV count once again.
Looks like the Cyclone will come out and shut this down. Not before Byun takes down 8 SCVs with him. So, all in all, a successful push there by Byun.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess more of a drop instead of a push, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, the effect is the same, right? We've got a pretty significant worker lead for Byun. Now, the question is, will he be ready for this small stim timing? His stim, of course, has not finished yet. I think he will be ready. He's got that 1 tank on the high ground. He's got the 2 scouting Cyclones as well. As long as he doesn't lose them right here, right now, okay, he does have that excellent reaction time that is characteristic of pretty much any professional player. He will see that there are a bunch of Marines on the low ground, and I think that he's going to be safe with this. However, the Marauders are going to be dropped into the main. I like that move a lot. They are going to focus down the Tech Lab, but it will be saved just in time. Now, those Marauders are going to pick off 1 Cyclone for their trouble, but yeah, what a clutch timing by Byun. Able to save not only the SCVs, but also save the Tech Lab by pulling the SCVs onto them. So, very, very well played by both players.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really great display of their kind of the skills. These guys are like one of the OGs, as you would say. I mean, they have been playing this since let's just say for a while now, for a long time. These guys are just absolute legends. And here we go, GUMIHO going for a drop once again. Actually, getting a decent amount of SCVs with this, catching Byun off guard. And this might actually give him the opening to attack the front here, but looks like he will go ahead and hold off some of his army outside. But in the meantime, doing some nice damage. This tank here for GUMIHO is still alive.
Wow, this is amazing. That tank is not going down without a fight either. Look at that. SCVs have to be pulled, and oh, wow. GG is called. Byun is going to tap out immediately.
Let's go ahead and begin this game number 3 on Hardwire. Spawning at the top right. He's our blue Terran from Shopify Rebellion. Let's give it up for Byun.
And his opponent absolutely relentless with the proxies in this entire series. It is Skystorm Gaming's own GUMIHO.
Oh man. Now
okay, this is going to be an interesting game. Oh man.
As if the previous 2 games weren't, interestingly enough. This is going to be a much closer proxy, and this is with a straight up 2 racks. Or, no, sorry, not 2, 2 gas. So this is going to hit pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Byun. Like, I love you, but I don't have faith. You know, if GUMIHO continues on this trajectory, he will take this game, right? Like, the last game, despite his losses to the early drop, it still ended up going in his favor. This game, I don't know. These Reapers they're going to show up so quick. I don't think GUMIHO is going to be able to react in time.
Oh no, that Reaper is going across.
I'm sorry, Byun. Yeah, the Reaper is going across for Byun, and it's not going to see these 2 proxies. I think the SCV might catch it while it's building the command center, but by then it's too late. Oh, okay. First Reaper does show itself. Second Reaper is going to join up with it. Oh man, Byun must be so bewildered right now. First 2 SCVs are going to fall. Reaper is going to be called back to defend the rest of the blue Terran base. Man. Oh, that is so unfortunate. The Reaper is going to get caught out as well. This could be game. Yeah, GG.
This guy here at the bottom left is Chad. He's from Shopify Rebellion, looking to tie up the series. Put your hands together for Byun.
I can basically give the same intro pretty much every game. GUMIHO, I thank you. You make my life easy. But I mean, this man, he will not stop with the proxies. It is Dystorm Gaming's very own GUMIHO.
Man.
Oh man, this Red Terran needs to stop. He is a menace to society. Somebody please. Like, what is going on this series? He's going for the exact same thing as last game.
I know. All of a sudden, GUMIHO has turned into the cheese master or something. The man is like, all games has been cheeses and proxies by GUMIHO.
Yeah. Oh man, you know what the worst part is? I genuinely feel like Byun is just not gonna be ready for it, and he's gonna lose. And this is gonna be such a funny series.
Yeah.
Such a funny 3-1. I mean, that's my prediction, but who knows?
Oh, he's not even scouting too.
Yeah. Oh. This faith. I feel like I don't know their interpersonal relationships, but I feel like if Byun and GUMIHO have a friendship, it's gonna end right here. Like in 2 minutes, it's about to end.
Oh, actually, it's not gonna be a Marauder opening here. It's gonna just be straight up Marines. He's gonna go ahead and just try to contain Byun. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know about this, right? When you have one Reaper against one Marine, obviously the fight will always go in the Reaper's favor. Although the second Marine does pop out, first Marine does get picked off, but there are still 2 left over. Now that Reaper is putting in some work. The SCV is also doing really good work to make sure... Okay, so Byun is going to tie up the series. Excellent Reaper and SCV micro is not going to let GUMIHO take this one.
We have a game number 5 going to take place on Pride of Alteris. What a map to end the series on. Yeah, we have our bottom right Terran player playing with the blue paint. From Shopify Rebellion, it is Byun.
And his opponent spawning in the top left corner of the map, playing for Dystorm Gaming. This time not proxying. This is a revelation. Give it up for GUMIHO.
Oh my goodness, the irony. The one game that GUMIHO does not proxy cheese is the Blue Terran Byun that's going to do the proxy cheese. This is like, you know what? You've been proxying or cheesing me all series long. I'm just going to give you a taste of your own flavor.
Yeah. Man, I love this. GUMIHO is not going to scout. He's not going to have any idea that this is coming. Or, well, who knows? He could send out an SCV in the next 10 seconds. I doubt it. Oh, man.
Alright, looks like Byun will go ahead and... Oh, what happened?
Oh, sorry. No. Go. I see the Marine coming out of GUMIHO's barracks, and I'm just like, dude, this is not going to end well. I'm sorry, but I really don't think this is going to end well.
Yeah.
Going for the quicker factory with the fast gas, opting for the Marine instead of the Reaper, also to get a quicker factory. Well, actually, who knows? Maybe Byun delays until GUMIHO is able to get out a Hellion, but I don't know. That's a long wait time. No, GUMIHO going for the low ground command center as well. So basically what we're seeing right now is that GUMIHO is playing pretty much as greedily as possible against one of the most aggressive cheeses possible.
Oh, man. Now we're going to get a quick GG here. I mean, okay, looks like GUMIHO is going to go ahead and try to micro his heart out. Oh, that Reaper
losing the fight. Oh, a little bit of banter in the chat as well. Byun keeping his Reaper alive. Now it's down to 3 Reapers against 1 Hellion. Low ground command center is going to be left unfinished. That Hellion is also vulnerable. I do like that SCV up there ready to repair, but this is not going well for GUMIHO.
Yeah, he can't even get his second supply depot out, so his supply is going to be capped at 31. So there's only going to be a limited amount of units he can kind of push out until he can finish that supply depot.
Now, I will say GUMIHO is definitely making a game of it, right? He's got his 2 Hellions, and pound for pound, I would prefer Hellions over Reapers in a one-on-one fight or whatever. The Logon Command Center will have to be canceled, but 4 Reapers at full health, it's kind of scary. We do have 3 Hellions on the high ground along with a Reaper, so this sort of standoff is going to continue for the time being.
Yeah, and the good news for Byun is that even though he didn't outright kill his opponent, he actually transitioned pretty early. So right now he's already got a factory with a tech lab, and so he's not like completely all in on this. But yeah, you'll still try to contain a GUMIHO as much as possible. Try to delay that command center, but I think with 4 Hellions out and about, it looks like he should be able to get that command center up.
Snoopy, I just have one question for you. Why aren't my grenades like Byun's? Look at the precision. I'm sorry. There's this stupid build that I do sometimes where it's like you get 2 barracks and you also get reactors on the barracks. By the way, this is how I know you can support 4 Reapers at a time off of 2 gases. But it's like, why aren't my grenades, as good as those? Like, look at that. Byun is able to keep back his opponent. He's going to pick off even more SCVs. Looks like he will be content sacrificing these Reapers for the rest of, for whatever SCVs he can pick up. He actually does get 6, which is a pretty nice amount. Now, looking back at the worker count, that does put him in the lead by a significant amount. He did also see the Banshee. He sees the Banshee. Now, does he know that Cloak is coming up? I think that Byun, if he plays safe enough, he will be banking up enough energy so that he can catch the Banshee if it is in fact cloaked.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish I could read Korean right now.
Yeah.
I would love to see what that says. If anyone in the live chat can read Korean, please translate. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and ask Inu.
Oh yes.
Our fellow
Korean
our fellow Korean caster. Yeah.
That's right. Oh man. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Cloak was actually canceled in favor of something. Oh, in favor of Stim. Okay, so GUMIHO is actually trying to set up for a really big sort of Stim Marine push right now.
Alright, let's see how this push goes. That tank though is about halfway done, so I think maybe it might just barely come out in time. I don't know, it's gonna be close.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be really close. Now, the first drop is going to come in. GUMIHO is going to be allowed to siege up on the high ground, which gives him the defender's advantage in his opponent's main base. Byun will also complete his tank as well. But yeah, Stim is going to get targeted down. Ooh, that is not good for Byun. Okay, looks like he's going to shove on forward. He does have a Raven, which actually adds a lot to the value of his army. But the Raven does actually get picked off, so all that it gets to do is put down 1 turret. It does hold off GUMIHO, however, and it looks like Byun is going to keep his advantage. He's going to keep the worker lead, and he's going to keep the supply lead.
Yeah, so well done there by Byun. And let me see here. Do these players have a third CC? Okay, no third CC for either players. But I would favor Byun's position right now, as he does have a tank out, a Viking out, so he's gonna have as well as two Cyclones. So yeah, he's gonna be ahead in terms of the tank count and the probably have the air advantage as well.
Oh no, is this going to be a repeat of game number 1? Are the okay, no. The Cyclones are not going to catch the 2 medevacs, in an unlucky break for GUMIHO. I don't think. There is a Viking, however, so that Viking will give Byun advance warning, I think.
Yep, it's right. Patrolling in the right area. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Oh,
No. Oh, wow. Okay, so Byun actually did see it in time. The Marines are going to come in here. Target down the tank immediately. Oh, but look at that pickup micro. SCVs are going to be pulled off the line, however, but, I mean, Stim is just going to take out so many of these SCVs. So, I mean, I feel like this is another one of those games where, you know, one player trades out his army for the other player's SCVs, and then it kind of goes back and forth for a while until one person finally wins. Because look at that, the supply is about the same now. The worker count has swung back in favor of GUMIHO. Oh man, if this is TVT, like if this is standard TVT, I'm so happy that I'm not a Terran player.
yeah, this is a sad situation here for GUMIHO. He's trying to make stuff happen, but Byun, his defense is just on point.
Okay, Byun is going to go for his own little drop as well. Oh, look at those scouts in the background of the map. Anyways, Marines are going to drop. GUMIHO is also setting up a quadruple drop of his own, caught out of position. There will be a tank left in the back to make sure that Byun is not able to deal too much damage, but on the other hand, GUMIHO's own drop will get scouted by the sensor tower, I believe.
Oh, but he's gonna just go straight for it, and yeah, it's not gonna work. Byun just has his units in position, as well as he has the reaction time. Sensor towers, the sensor tower is really helping out scout any drops, because right now, I mean, really, the only thing that GUMIHO can, the only way that GUMIHO can kind of punish Byun is to try to catch him off guard. But oh, actually, we might actually have a select here. There's no SCVs to repair. Oh boy.
Yeah, this was really good usage of Byun's double drop, right? He is going to actually kill the third SCV before any, the third command center before any SCVs can get to it in time to repair. Very well played by Byun, and all of a sudden he is the one who is ahead in the command center count. Now he is also moving out with a bunch of Marines to the north side, so I mean, who knows? Is GUMIHO going to be the one out of position, or is it actually Byun?
Well, looks like GUMIHO is going to be a little bit out of position. His whole army, or the majority of his army, is in the center of the map, just chilling. And he's got to make a decision. Does he pull back, or does he push on forward for the base trade? It looks like he will go ahead and instead just GG out.
Wow, what a game. What a series, Snoopy. This, oh man.